Hello and welcome. We bring you the latest edition of MBC News. You're with me, Mphatso Tebulo, alongside our sign language interpreter tonight is Savita Wirima. The headlines. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika reaffirms his commitment to strengthening fraternal bonds of friendship between Malawi and Scotland. Malawi receives 75 billion kwacha from China aid. And the Malawi Mining Investment Company calls for the need for the 2026-2027 national budget to place greater emphasis on the mining sector for Malawi to achieve its aspiration of becoming self-reliant. And now the news in detail. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has reaffirmed his commitment to strengthen fraternal bonds of friendship that exist between the people of Malawi and Scotland. This follows Professor Mutharika's acceptance of his appointment as the co-honorary patron of the Scotland-Malawi partnership. This will be the second time for the president to serve as the partnership's patron, which, according to Chief Secretary in the Office of the President and Cabinet OPC, Justin Saidi, is a reflection of the network's trust in the President's leadership. Scotland-Malawi Partnership is an international development network which was created to foster collaboration and friendship between the people of Scotland and Malawi. Now, the First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika, has described as timely a donation of 40 million kwacha from the Chinese Chambers of Commerce in Malawi to the Beautify Malawi Trust. She said this at Kamuzu Palace when she received the donation on behalf of the trust ahead of the unveiling of its 2026-2030 strategic plan this Friday. Maintumodzi reports.
As the clock ticks towards the unveiling of the 2026-2030 strategic plan for the Beautify Malawi BEAM Trust, the organization has received a boost of 40 million kwacha from the Chinese Chambers of Commerce in Malawi. Founder of the trust, First Lady Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika, says BEAM values the support from the Chinese community in Malawi. Fane Kachari is a representative of BEAM and said that the support is timely, coming ahead of the launch of its 5-year strategy.
On behalf of Her Excellency, because when she was with the team, she expressed her gratitude towards this donation, which is going to go a long way to support the work of Beautify Malawi. So indeed, on behalf of Her Excellency, we are excited because if you are aware, you have seen all the flyers where Beautify Malawi Trust will be unveiling its 2026 to 2030 strategy. So finding a timely donation like what the Chinese Chamber of Commerce has given us, we don't take it for granted. We are really grateful because it is going to support our work.
On his part, chairperson of the Chinese Chambers of Commerce in Malawi, Zhu Shanjian, says the chamber fully supports the activities BEAM is undertaking in areas of health, sanitation and education.
As a Chinese, we are coming here very early. When we are relation, 2007, most of when we started the relationship, Malawi and China. So many people come here for investment. So as a Chinese, most of us look at this country as our second family.
BEAM is expected to launch the 2026-2030 strategic plan on Friday, February 27, 2026. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will grace the event scheduled to take place at Kamuzu Palace. Maintumodzi, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, Joseph Monamveka, has held the relationship which exists between Malawi and China in the implementation of crucial national development projects. Monamveka was speaking in Lilongwe when he, on behalf of Malawi government, signed a grant of 43 million United States dollars, which is equivalent to 75 billion kwacha, with the Chinese government. Details in this report by Hassan Piri.
Speaking during the signing ceremony, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, Joseph Mwanamveka, said the money received will be used for the expansion of M1 Road from Kanengo to Kamuzu International Airport so that it becomes a dual carriageway.
The purpose of this money, as the ambassador said, is for rehabilitation of the road from Kanengo to Kamuzu International Airport. We'll have a dual carriageway from Kanengo. We'll have to extend from Kanengo to Kamuzu International Airport. I'm sure you will also agree with me that once this is done, it means there will be fast and efficient movement of goods and services to and from the airport. And also I think it is going to beautify the city. And I'm sure it will look, Longwe City will look good. And even to the people, visitors coming, or tourists coming to Malawi, I think it will give a good picture of Malawi.
Ambassador Loon Seung says they thought it imperative to assist the Malawi government with a grant so that they share the New Year celebration with the people of the Republic of Malawi. She said Malawi is a friend who for the past 20 years has proven to be trustworthy.
What I have announced today is the New Year's gift from the Chinese people to Malawian people. And the money actually we put into this special account will be used for the projects identified by the government of Malawi, supported by the Chinese government on any project that is identified as the priority for this country.
The Chinese government has also pledged support towards electrifying the Capitol Hill with solar energy. Malawi and China bilateral relationship dates back to December 2007, and Malawi has so far benefited a number of developmental projects, including the Parliament Building, Malawi University of Science and Technology, Bingu International Convention Center, BICC, and Bingu National Stadium, among others. Hassan Piri, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Now, government says it is expanding investment in the education sector to ensure the smooth implementation of the free secondary education across the country. The Minister of Education, Bright Msaka, was speaking in Lilongwe after signing a memorandum of understanding with World Bicycle Relief Malawi to boost free secondary education through eased mobility. Emmanuel Chikonso reports.
The Ministry of Education says over 1,000 learners who dropped out of school due to financial challenges have returned to school since the inception of free secondary education. The Minister of Education, Bright Msaka, has hailed the World Bicycle Relief Malawi for its commitment towards enhancing access to education by addressing long-distance challenge in rural areas through donation of bicycles. Msaka outlined measures aimed at strengthening collaborations, financial accountability and infrastructure development under the free secondary school program.
With increased intake of students, we expect to build more schools. That is very costly. But you know that some of our partners do help us in building schools. Some local organizations like Press Trust do also help us in building schools. So yes, collaboration is key. And that also includes sometimes bursaries.
Chief Executive Officer for World Bicycle Relief Malawi, Dave Naiswenda, has pledged continued support to government initiatives aimed at easing mobility for advanced access to education.
Recognizing that distance is a significant barrier for students, especially girl students, to access education. So the cooperation, the Memorandum of Understanding today was really about how we can continue to support and partner with the Ministry of Education to provide more bicycles so students can achieve their academic dreams.
The Ministry of Education says collaboration with partners and communities is key to ensuring the sustainability of free secondary education. Present at the event were officials from the Ministry of Education, government officials, education stakeholders, and Indian High Commissioner to Malawi, Amararam Gujar. Emmanuel Chikonso, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Deputy Leader of the House in Parliament, Shadrack Namalomba, has described the continued course by legislators over management of Constituency Development Fund as misplaced. This follows a motion for early adjournment from the opposition parliamentarians to allow the House discuss the management of CDF with the executive. Namalomba says it is premature for the legislators to discuss a matter in anticipation because CDF guidelines have not been finalized. Namalomba speaks to our reporter, Trust Office.
Who decided that we needed the 5 billion? Is it the members of parliament? No, it is the president, His Excellency Professor Athabir. It is the executive. This matter is in the executive. It is not here at the parliament. And for members of parliament to be seen to hijack a proper process, this money has to move from central government to the people in the village. And you now wonder why there is this growing interest among members of parliament. What is it? It is money that is going to their representatives. Now, allow government to come up with guidelines. The issue is the guidelines. And the matter is in the office of the president. The president is looking at the guidelines, and at the appropriate time, he is going to communicate what decision has been taken moving forward. And it is premature now to begin to be bringing a CDF bill. Allow the presidency, it was his idea, allow him to execute it, and then we need to support that. But to bring, it's like hijacking. You are hijacking something that we don't know how that person thought of it, that is going to be, to be executed. So it's what we are asking members of parliament: be patient. This money is going to the constituencies. It is not money that is going to a member of parliament. And even the previous CDF, it wasn't going through the member of parliament.
You're watching MBC News, a reminder of our top stories. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika reaffirms his commitment to strengthening fraternal bonds of friendship between Malawi and Scotland. Malawi receives 75 billion kwacha from China aid. And the Malawi Mining Investment Company calls for the need for the 2026-2027 national budget to place greater emphasis on the mining sector for Malawi to achieve its aspiration of becoming self-reliant.
Good news to each and every person that lives in Chileka. We are coming with the Word Encounter Conference. The Word of God is very clear that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Which means it takes the Word of God. For you, Area 10, it is called Kwadibi. See you there and encounter the Word, and your life will no longer be the same.
Welcome back. The Malawi Mining Investment Company, MAMICO, says there is need for the 2026-2027 national budget to place greater emphasis on the mining sector if Malawi is to achieve its aspiration of becoming self-reliant. Chief Executive Officer for MAMICO, Professor Leonard Kalindagafe, told MBC that mining presents a viable solution to accelerate economic development. Professor Kalindagafe made the remarks ahead of the budget presentation by Minister of Finance Joseph Mwanamvega in the National Assembly on Friday, 27th February 2026. Main Tumodzi reports.
A new investigation by the Malawi mining investment company Mamiko revealed that Malawi is losing out on mineral resources that could have transformed the country's economic fortunes. Chief Executive Officer for Mamiko, Professor Leonard Kalindegafe, disclosed that there are over 80 sites where small-scale miners are extracting gold, much of which is being smuggled out of the country. He said the investigation estimates that gold worth $750 million, approximately 1.2 trillion kwacha, has so far been smuggled out of Malawi.
All the districts, except the government, is gold mining. Now, let me give you an example. The gold that is being mined, unfortunately, is being smuggled out. We have done studies, we meaning Mamiko. We have also looked at the international records, international board, investigators and others. We have discovered that Malawi every year is losing more than $700 million worth of gold, smuggled gold. Now, that's just gold. That's just smuggled gold. So, if Malawi was to take full control of her gold resources per year, how much will we be gaining?
Professor Kalindegafe has since called on government to allocate adequate resources to the mining sector in the 2026-2027 national budget to keep further plan of the country's mineral resources.
The state president clearly has said the government is going to empower and capacitate Mamiko, Malawi Mining Investment Company, with resources, with all that is required, so that Mamiko can do various critical activities in the mining industry of Malawi, including mineral exploration, mine opening, procurement of mineral resources, setting up markets.
Recently, Minister of Mining and Natural Resources Jean Matanga told the National Assembly that the mining sector contributes only 1% to the country's gross domestic product GDP. Mwaim Tumodzi, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Youths in the country say they look forward to a youth-centered budget which will prioritize issues concerning young people. Center for Youth Empowerment Executive Director Lake Mbewe said this ahead of the budget presentation this Friday in Lilongwe. Mbewe said youths are in majority and deserve a lion's share in the 2026-2027 national budget for livelihood improvement and national development. He explains.
We've submitted a consideration on the involvement of the youth in economic participation through allocation of resources to support young and upcoming entrepreneurs to start up small-scale businesses, involvement of the youth in the mining, because we understand the youth are quite a lot. They are innovative enough and they are now thinking outside the box in terms of participation in the mining sector, participation in the agriculture, mechanization, not the ordinary way of farming using a hoe, not at all. We're looking forward to see how the youth will be involved and engaged through community colleges. As you know, the DPP government has been well known in their own brand of community colleges that helps to build skills and support the youth to start their own businesses. So these are the critical elements that we're looking forward to see.
As campaign for 17th March by-election continues, the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, has asked eligible voters in Rumpi Central to vote for Mayor Walida Mkandawire to facilitate development projects that are already in the pipeline. DPP Regional Governor for the North, Christopher Nzomerangwira, said this at a political rally the party held at Mbumba Primary School in Rumpi. Musasi Jeyo reports.
Speaking at a campaign rally held at Bomba Primary School in Rumpi, DPP Regional Governor for the North, Christopher Mzomera Ngwira, said it is important for people of Rumpi Central to vote for a DPP candidate. He said Rumpi Central constituency needs a DPP parliamentarian to change the face of Rumpi Boma, which is developing at a snail's pace.
People of Rumpi district have been denied several developments just because of slight mistake they make. Most of the MPs who have been voted on this seat as a member of parliament in this constituency, they have been from opposition. This time around, we want somebody who will be supporting the government. And this is the government of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika.
DPP parliamentary aspirant for Rumpi Central, Moya Warita Mkandawire, expressed confidence to carry the day.
You agree with me that Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is the man of the moment. So many people, wherever I go, they talk about Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. They talk about development that are taking place in this country. They talk about the planning of the 5 billion CDF and all the other developmental plans, and they talk about the food security. So people are praising, people are talking good about Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, and this is the main pillar that I'm relying on.
The by-election will be held on 17th March. Musase Cheo, MPC News, Rumpi.
Now we move to sports. Netball Association of Malawi NAM has held its partnership with the Guhes Sports Complex as crucial in improving player performances and the national teams. The two parties unveiled the deal on Wednesday to allow senior and junior national netball teams access health and wellness services from the facility. NAM Vice President Tadala Bile and Guhes General Manager George Chitunga spoke highly about the partnership.
Fitness is very important in any game where we want our players to enjoy if they have to play in very long time. And also fitness comes in with a good diet that is needed to make sure that all is encompassed in making sure that we have a very good players. So we saw it very fit to engage with Guhes, and we are very thankful that Guhes High Performance Center has come in to help Netball Association of Malawi in this memorandum of understanding, so that we can use their facilities to help us build, as we are looking forward to rebuilding the netball game in Malawi.
And that's the news for now. A recap of our top stories before we leave. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika reaffirms his commitment to strengthening fraternal bonds of friendship between Malawi and Scotland. Malawi receives 75 billion kwacha from China aid. And the Malawi Mining Investment Company calls for the need for the 2026-2027 national budget to place greater emphasis on the mining sector for Malawi to achieve its aspiration of becoming self-reliant. Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Mphatso Tebulo, and my sign language interpreter tonight was Savita Williama. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Good evening and welcome to the weather forecast. It was hot and partly cloudy over some areas in the past 24 hours. However, some rains were experienced over Songwe in Kalonga up to 42 millimeters, just a few drops over Chikangawa and Borero. Today and